So, in this experience, I was inside of a Burger King restaurant with Rebisar. We were just kind of sitting there hanging out. We weren't really eating anything though. The table was clean, empty. We were just chilling there. But then some dude walked in, and Rebizar kind of waved him over. I didn't recognize this dude. He just kind of looked like some guy. Um, but as he approached, he said, "German 985 here," really excitedly, and I was really confused what his deal was. And then Rebizar turned to me and introduced the other guy as Jeremy. I was like, "No way, dude, Jeremy from the New Friends. I've met him really briefly when we tried to play Jackbox." But Jeremy left and never came back to another one and never talked to me again. But then Rebizar said, "No, this is Jeremy Albertson, not that Jeremy." And he's actually a real guide that doesn't really get around to aware people from Earth on the real side much. And then this Jeremy said to just call him Germa for short. So I guess that makes sense with the name. Um, so then I asked him why he's never visited the New Friends before, because that seemed kind of weird. And he said that he usually visits beings in other worlds who are becoming more aware, and that there are other real guides who kind of do the same thing. And I think he also mentioned that he's run into Kevin on the real side before, Kevin Smith. That's pretty interesting. Cool. I also asked him about the numbers 985 that he introduced himself with, and he said they represent awareness. And then he started telling me about the tap lines and talking with birds, and I told him I used to stare at the sun, but now I just stare at pictures of the sun that I have posted around my home. But then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh," and he reached down to the carton of fries that all of a sudden kind of appeared on the table. It wasn't there before, so I'm not sure how that got there. And he pulled out an onion ring from this carton of fries and said, "Look, it's an onion ring." And then he made a weird sound, which is really weird. I looked at Rebizar, but Rebizar told me that Germa's just always like this, so I was like, "Whatever, bro." And after Germa was finished with the onion ring, we walked out of the BK, and then we were in like a grassy field, and there was a tower kind of in the middle of the field. And Rebizar told Germa to tell me about the tower. And then Germa and I kind of flew over to it like Rick Sanchez from one of those superhero shows I watched a while back. And when we got closer to it, he told me it was like a 5G tower being built to tapline people. And he pointed to the top of it, where there were a few figures just up there, kind of working on the tower. One of them was big and shadowy and had kind of like chains, like puppet strings to the other three. And another one looked like Kelsey. So, that's not good news. Um, I turned to German. I told him that she used to be a new friend before she turned to the dark forces. And I think he said that he heard about that from Rebizar or some other real guide. And God, the whole thing is so messed up, man. Anyways, I couldn't see the other two people very well. So I asked Germa if he knew who the big shadowy dude was. And he said yes, but that I wasn't really ready to hear it. So I was like, "Fine, dude, I'll wait until I'm ready." And then he said he had to go, and he told me to keep watching my, I think he said dream visions, and to keep seeking more awareness so the new 5G towers don't tapline me too much. So I said thanks, and he left through a vent, and I woke up to write it all down.
Well, that's really good. That's very, very good. Excuse me, I'm drinking some water here. No, that's excellent. So you're getting some hints there a little at a time, and you're meeting others. And yeah, a lot's going on, and this is creation, and this is just how it is. I'd really like you to come on one of the Skypes and tell your experience. That would be really cool. If you have time, tomorrow is the Galaxyers at 10 a.m.
Oh, I don't wake up until like 2 p.m., bro.
Oh, okay. We have them at 10 a.m. Pacific time every single day. So you can make an exception sometime, but you have the recording here. So this is good. Give this recording to Kevin, because he made from the other ones that we were talking about, give this to Kevin, but
Oh yeah.
and he'll share it. Yeah. So very, very good. Yes, you're very fortunate that you have the you have the awareness to be able to have these experiences. Most people don't; they struggle with that. But you're having the experiences, especially with Rebisar, etc. And yeah, that's cool. But no, that experience is very, very good. You want to give this recording to Kevin, yeah, and
Oh yeah.
he'll
Kevin will get it.
yeah, no, it's great. Good for you. Yeah, you have no idea at this time yet what you're experiencing, but as time goes on, you'll learn to really appreciate that because it's very, very privileged. Because again, the real guys, they don't just sit with anybody there. So in this experience, you're sitting at Burger King. And the reason is all of a sudden you're there, you're in the experience, is to give you an idea, is that this is the basic consciousness of the world. It's junk food, okay? And that's what Burger King or whatever is, etc. The burgers are king or what have you. And yeah, there is some red meat that it can be beneficial or whatever, but for the most part, the world is fast food and fast this and fast that, and just eating up the junk food, etc., the junk consciousness, etc. And Rebisar is pointing out the 5G towers and whatever, and the taplining. That's, very few people get that straight on like that. It's usually a lot of symbolism. Okay? Kind of like what Phil had before, where he's out in the water and he sees the city there, and you got the turtles and all that stuff. Lots of times it's just a lot of symbolism like that, and you're going through things, and you have to learn to read what's going on. So this is where most people, they look at their so-called dreams and they think, oh, it's just a bunch of mumble jumble, but you have to learn to read it. You have to learn to be able to see it from your awareness, what's going on while you're in creation. But you're having a very privileged experience there, Eric. Yeah, very, very much so. Yeah. You have more? Or?
Could you tell me about the Germa guy from that experience that I shared? The
Okay.
other real guy that I met.
Okay. No, there's so many of them. I don't know all of them. I don't even look to their names or whatever. You just perceive them, etc. It's about awareness. But
Gotcha.
when it comes to the names, bringing it back in the physical, no, I know certain ones, but other than that, I don't keep track of that stuff. Not at all. It's just whatever. Yeah. But
yeah,
it's
Germa seemed pretty cool, man.
Yeah. So again, it's about awareness. All right. So we're past high school. It's not that we're looking for friends anymore, but all of a sudden, when Rebisar is around, because Rebisar is with the awesome real guides, and so again, these individuals are going to show up just to meet you, and there are experiences there, but you're not recognizing them yet. So just go through the experience, and eventually you will start to understand what's going on. So right away, no, you probably won't, but give it time, okay?